Hello, I'm delighted to join you today for the launch of the regional report. As you will hear, we have been involved in a global prioritization exercise for humanitarian research and innovation that is looking at how humanitarian R&I ecosystem functions, how decisions are made, and who has a seat at the priority setting table, and to gauge perceptions of R&I needs. This project has been conducted with a number of partners. It's an international project that is sponsored by ELRA, and our partners include Indica, EMFNet, Passion Africa, World Vision, University of Sao Paulo, and All India Disaster Mitigation Institute, led by Alfred Deakin Institute at Deakin University. The project director is Dr. Marian Abuzaid, and Shahza Akik has served as our qualitative research lead, and myself as data custodian. This project looked at 6 regions: Latin America and Caribbean, West and Central Africa, South and Eastern Africa, South and Central Asia, West Asia and North Africa, as well as Oceania, East Asia, and Southeast Asia. Consultations were also held in 3 national settings. A series of key informant interviews were conducted in each of the settings. For regional consultations, we had 15 to 25 interviews. We sought to include participants with a range of different functions in the humanitarian research and innovation system. That included researchers, donors, end users of research and innovation findings, and those involved with R&I commissioning and administration. Participants were selected purposefully. A standard interview guide was used across consultations, modified by regional partners as required to ensure cultural sensitivity and local relevance. In some settings, interviews were offered in relevant local languages and then translated into English. All interviews were analyzed thematically, and it's important to note that this project examines the humanitarian research and innovation system. In some cases, participants discussed humanitarian operational system. Where those issues were brought up, they had to be excluded from the study because they didn't quite address humanitarian research and innovation. So there are some exclusions to our reports. 7 topics and themes were explored in this study. Consideration of the role of R&I in humanitarian crisis, topics requiring additional research and innovation attention, alignment of investments in R&I with the topics needing attention, regional and national actor engagement with R&I, donor decision-making processes, which is very important, and finally, responsiveness on R&I system to emerging issues and crises. These are some data. 134 interviews were conducted in 50 countries. The key point to take from this slide is that 66% of participants had more than 10 years of experience in R&I. And again, here, 66% of participants had an active role in R&I, with 35% working in international NGOs. There are some strengths and limitations to the study. Overall, the project provides a rich and important insight into how humanitarian research and innovation systems function in a diverse range of settings across the globe, identifying both many challenges and areas for improvement, but also many encouraging examples of approaches and models that really work well. The study captures perspectives of a small number of interviewees who were purposefully sampled, so targeted sampling, while attempts were made to ensure a broad sectoral and disciplinary engagement and representation from a diverse organization types. The number needs to be taken into account as not representing the full gamut of perspectives in humanitarian and research innovation sector. The interviews explored participant perspectives regarding how humanitarian RNI ecosystem functions and humanitarian topics requiring additional RNI attention in each consultation. The reports present summaries of key points raised by participants, and participant responses are summarized in the reports and findings, regardless of whether the report author perceived those responses to be accurate or a true reflection of the situation on the ground. So it's reporting basically on key informants' perspectives. Not all humanitarian issues or research and innovation needs impacting on the region are necessarily covered in the report if they were not mentioned by participants. The study is also subject to some limitations inherent in all qualitative analysis, namely coding is a subjective process. This factor was mitigated through an iterative coding process, including an initial validation exercise between the primary data analyst and the qualitative research lead, and followed by discussion and reanalysis to ensure that coding represented the experience on the ground. Despite the purposefully selected sample size, participants provided diverse views on the topic and rich insights, which provide an important baseline and have generated clear recommendations for action future work should seek to validate the findings of this initial exercise. Thank you.